Okay guys, I'm back. So our oxtails and beef have been cleaned here. That is the fat. That is the fat that I've trimmed on it. These are our seasonings, and I normally do a whole habanero pepper. This time I cut it in half because I'm feeling a little spicy. Normally, if you don't like a lot of spices, you would just leave it whole. This piece of cilantro. This is 3 sliced garlic cloves. We're gonna add some salt, some Maggi, some fresh lemon juice. Well, some concentrated lemon juice. Paprika. There we are. Some complete season, staples of mine. Go to Maggi, complete seasoning. If you love my food, these are 2 of my secrets. I won't give you all of them, but those are 2 of my secrets. And of course, cayenne pepper. So I don't normally measure anything. I just listen to the ancestors. So here we are. A little bit of salt, Maggi. Love, love, love some Maggi. For the lemon juice, I want to say maybe like 2 tablespoons, okay? Or a tablespoon and a half. Paprika, the more the better if you ask me, but I would say maybe 3 tablespoons or so. Same with the complete seasoning. I'm holding the camera here, so bear with me. Like I said, maybe 3 tablespoons or so. And of course, we'll add more as we go. I normally start off with this, and as it cooks, boil down, sometimes I have to add more water. This is cayenne pepper. Guys, I love pepper. Anybody know? We Caribbeans love pepper, so yeah. So I am going to give this a good mix. Stand by. My guys gloves, so yeah. So once I give this a good mix, okay, we'll add about, gonna get this a good mix, get this nice and marinated. Once we're done with that, I normally add about maybe 3 to 4 cups of water. I like to get the water to maybe about right here, barely covering it. And like I said, as the water boils down, I would add water as needed. You definitely don't want to go more than a cup at a time, but you'll find with oxtails, it could be a little tricky, sometimes a little tough. So you'll definitely need to add water as you go, okay? So these are the vegetables that I'm adding. I want to show you all real quick. I get everything from Food Depot, excuse my phone there. So we have our watercress. We got this for $1.59. I got 4 eggplants. Now with these eggplants, I'm not using all 4. 2 of them is for a mix that I use, and I'll make a video about that separate. That's really good for high blood pressure and high blood sugar. So it lowers your blood pressure, your blood sugar. I will make a separate video about that. So we're only using 2 for this dish, and like I said, 2 for the mix that I use. I make for to drink to lower or regulate your blood pressure, blood sugar. Now these are coyote squash. I'm not sure if you've heard of them before, but they are so good. These are particularly a product of Costa Rica, but they are grown in Haiti as well. That's my garlic that I've already added, and of course we love, love, love some jasmine rice. Stay tuned. So everything here is mixed, nice and mixed. I just put the garlic on top, our pepper, and okay guys, so everything is mixed here. I've added the cilantro, our garlic, and the habanero pepper, and I am going to add the water. So we're going to start off with 1 cup of water. Okay. We'll add our 2nd cup of water. And lastly, our 3rd. And like I said, I just like to get it to where it's enough to cover up the meat. Okay. I'm gonna add about maybe a 1/3 of a cup of oil to start with, because the oxtail tends to be a fatty meat anyway. As you can see, this was not too bad, but I did trim off excess fat, and this is all it here from the oxtails. So you want to start off with a little bit of oil That's normally to tenderize it, but it has its own natural oil, so you don't want to overdo it. Okay, stand by. Okay, so I've added the oil. You can see it there. And I didn't mention, but I also used about a half an onion or so, and a little bit, maybe a half of bell pepper sliced nice and thin. Okay, and this is my white beans cooking. I am going to, once they get done, I'll blend them and make a bean soup with that, and that's traditionally what we have on the side. It's absolutely one of my favorites. It's not too pretty, but it tastes really, really good, guys, I promise you. Okay, guys, so I have sliced up the eggplant. This is the eggplant, and this is the coyote squash, okay? So in Creole, this is bergène avec milito. I'm gonna add some water. I boil them together. I've always seen my grandma boil them together. So that's what I do. And it always works for me. And then I'm gonna mash them. Once I get these nice and boiled, nice and tender, what we do is mash them up together. So it's all gonna go together anyway. Then of course add the oxtails and the stew beef, okay? So I'm just gonna add maybe 2-3 tablespoons of olive oil to get it boiling, nice and tender, because these seeds, you can get it, zoom in a little bit, can sometimes be a little tough. So you wanna get those nice and tender where they eventually just melt in your mouth, okay? And that's why I add the olive oil. Stay tuned. Guys, here's the oxtail and stew beef cooking. Not quite ready. We probably got about another 2 hours, to be honest with you. This is where I would add maybe another cup of water. As you see that it's cooked down, it started here and now we're there, okay? So you wanna get you wanna make sure that your meat is covered so that it's nice and cooked and tender, okay? Stay tuned. Guys, here's the white beans, and like I said, we're gonna puree and make a bean sauce with it. I normally leave a few beans out to have a mixture, but with the white beans, the way the skin is, it can sometimes not puree all the way, and I don't like the way that look or feel in my mouth. So yeah, I'm just gonna puree the whole beans. I added a little bit of the Maggi, cayenne pepper, salt, and I dropped 2 cloves of garlic in there. Okay, let's get it started. Okay, let's get this thing going. I'm gonna start it on 3. Okay, so that's all done. We're gonna take it off the thing, and what I'm using is a Ninja Pro, guys. Okay? So here's our thing, get this open. This was giving me a little trouble earlier. Pop that off. There it goes. Smells so good. And we are just going to pour it back in the pot, okay? The same pot that we boiled it in. See how nice and creamy that is? And we don't have any skin or pulp in there, okay? Once that's done, bring it back over to the stove. I'm gonna get that on medium heat, and I'm gonna add half a stick of butter to that. I'll cut it and put it up in there, okay? Check my seasoning and add whatever I need as I go, okay? Look at that, nice and creamy. I want to show you all. Look at that. See how creamy that is? That is going to be good, good, good. So after tasting it, I decided to do just a little bit under half a stick of butter because it is so good and so creamy. Let me tell you, that Maggi goes such a long way. Guys, I am so excited. So we'll let that butter melt. And this is gonna go on the side with the rice. And I guess I'll start my rice now. Stay tuned. Okay guys, so the meat is done, nice and tender. I added about 3 tablespoons of tomato paste and onions. I opted not to do the bell peppers. I don't think it's going to need it. And I'm going to give it a nice stir and turn it on low while the eggplant and coyote squash continues to cook a little more. So this is what it looks like, all stirred. And you can see I added just a little bit more liquid because I didn't want it to stick to the bottom of the pot, okay? And the eggplants are over here still cooking. Gotta get those seeds nice and tender like we talked about. And this is all done and so creamy and good, Lord. Ooh. So that's the eggplant. This is the eggplant and coyote watercress mixed and smashed. That's our carrots almost done. And the meat is over here. And I'll be adding that in about 30 minutes or so. Here, well, I hope you can ignore the sound of my exhaust fan. It came on automatically. I can't turn it off. Let me get a little closer. That's the eggplant, coyote, squash, and carrots. And we have our water over here for our rice, which is just vegetable oil, salt, and that's it, and water. And I'll bring that to the bowl and add the jasmine rice. Water came to a boil, rice is added. Let that finish cooking. Now this has a nice color to it. It'll darken a little bit more as I let it simmer, but I tasted everything is perfect. And that's what it looks like, guys. It'll darken a little bit more. You'll see when I plate it. Okay, guys, the rice is all done. I didn't mention, but once you bring the water to a boil, and you add your rice, normally I like to pour the rice where it makes like a little ant pile at the top of the water. That lets me know it's enough rice. Give it one nice stir, not too much, because the rice will come out too sticky if you stir it too much. And then just let it cook. Once the water dries out, you have nice made rice. Don't that look good, that jasmine rice? It's all done. It's time to plate it. And it's all done, guys. This is it. Legume by me. Kelly, of course. Let me get you all a close up to all that goodness. Eggplant, stew beef, coyote squash, jasmine rice, and your white bean soup on the side. Big wife is going to be real happy with this traditional Haitian dish. Have a good one, guys. Love you. Peace.